Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Friday, July 25th edition of our video devotionals, and we appreciate you being with us today. And I hope your Friday is going well. And you know, if you watch these on a regular basis, what are we about to say? It is the end of the work week. Now, that's for a lot of people. I realize everybody don't work Monday through Friday, but there's a big chunk of people that do. So that's always exciting when it's the last day of the work week. And then you got the weekend and Sunday. And so there you go. Well, we're going to be in the second to last chapter, not the last chapter. We're going to be in Psalm 149 today. We're going to read all 9 verses, give you something from it, and something kind of jumped out at me here. And we'll get to that here in just a minute. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for all who make the acknowledgments you watch it. And thank you for the comments, if any. And we appreciate you. And thank you for our very long time viewers. And then, of course, we appreciate those who have kind of come along, the last few months or so. And either way, we appreciate all of you, and thank you so much. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. Psalm 149 says this: "Praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation." Verse 5, "Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord." Unique psalm as far as I'm concerned, because obviously praising the Lord is the great theme here, that we're to do that. And it mentions, of course, the fact that in that praise, our attitude should be in a joyful sense. Something I notice here in verse 5, "Let the saints be joyful in glory." Now, normally when we say that, we say in glory, we're speaking about heaven. But I don't think that's what it's saying there. Let the saints be joyful in glory. I think it's talking about, when I looked up the word, in a glorious fashion, gloriously. Kind of what's being said there when it mentions instruments and the activity and all of that. So let the saints be joyful in glory, but something that really got my attention is the next phrase that follows that. "Let them sing aloud upon their beds." And I thought, let them sing aloud upon their beds. Normally when you're in your bed, that's a sleeping time. But, there is a phrase in the Bible that talks about who giveth songs in the night. That's the Lord. And imagine before you go to sleep, or you wake up in the middle of the night, a lot of people do, or right before you get up and you're still laying in bed. And it's saying here that the saints should be singing aloud upon their beds. Now, I don't know about you. You say, well, man, if I did that, my spouse would not be happy with that, or my children would say, "Hey, we're trying to sleep in here," or anything like that about that. And yet, think about this, if everybody's on the same page in a household and thought, man, we are so excited about our God that you would just hear from time to time an individual, or how about even together? There in verse 1 it says, "Praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints." That's why I think church is so important, because you got a group of people that's praising and on the same page with God. But again, think about this. You're lying in your bed, and you just think about the goodness of God. You think about praising God, and you praise him aloud. That means aloud. That's exactly what it means, upon their beds. And then, of course, the rest of that, "Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand." There is a scenario in which you can be praising God, and yet God has a plan in which the judgment against the unrighteous is there. I think that's obviously a situation that's not all the time. I get that. But the point I'm making is the saints of God ought to be able to have praise in their mouth toward our God. And that should be a normal thing, and something that would happen at any given time on the bed or wherever. And then, of course, just in general, we're able to function and do the do the things of God, because we're excited about God. We acknowledge who He is and what He's done for us, joyful and praiseful in a glorious manner. And even if you're laying in your bed, you can sing aloud at times, singing praises to our God. Isn't that amazing? All right. Well, we're going to stop right there. Lord willing, we'll see you back on Monday. We're going to be in the book of Proverbs. And, of course, it won't be Wisdom Wednesday, so we'll be doing some wisdom devotions for a good little while because we'll be, in that book of Proverbs. But thank you for watching. Have a great day.